Phase 2 of our early stage rehab program, we get a little bit more rotary base now. We're asking a little bit more questions of the whole picture, but we're very considerate of what's gone on, right, in a neck rehab situation. So first one we're gonna do is just gonna be a walkout and a hold for Carlisle. So he's gonna retract the chin, back of the neck is still really long, and from early stage rehab phase number 1, we may hold out here just a little bit longer. So we're somewhere between 1 and 3 seconds in phase 1. We'll look to go 3 to 5 seconds or more. So in that walkout, so then he'll turn and he'll do the same thing. He's gonna take a step out, he's gonna feel a bit appropriate amount of tension, he'll feel some activation all the way down into the toes, mindful of where the neck is, mindful of the arms relaxed, and he'll come back in. All these rehab programs, we're looking to do exercise to tolerance. So if this is very good for you, if this makes you feel great, right, go ahead and add a couple of seconds to each one. We'll come back in, right? But start very easy. Start with like a 3 to 5 second hold to make sure that everything is cooperating, right? That we don't have this sort of nasty pain cycle that we get into post-surgery or post-accident. We'll look to do that in both directions, clockwise and counterclockwise. So he came all the way around, so now he'll back straight up and just gonna hold there, right? 3, 4, 5, and that's all we're looking to achieve with this walkout. Perfect posture, keeping everything in alignment with the iron neck, the anchor point, and the band, right? Feeling that resistance all the way down through the body, and then stepping back in. Coming out forward will always be the toughest version of this. Right? Really easy for the chin to get dragged up by traps and shoulders sort of coming up to meet it. So again, really hard emphasis on chin down. Laterally now, we get all the way down into the inside of this leg, across this midsection and into the neck. Second exercise in our early stage rehab, phase 2, is a retraction with 360 spin. So Carlisle will tuck the chin, nice and long. Where in phase 1, we might have had a slightly wider base and it looked a little clunky, right? A little like a penguin walk. Now what we'll do is we'll bring the feet into about shoulder width. That'll challenge the midline stability. And we're still the same 360 spin, same emphasis on keeping the iron neck in line. But with a slightly narrower base, we'll challenge ourselves all the way down into the feet quite a bit. Don't forget to breathe in here and to relax. There's quite a bit of work going on, and it's easy to sort of hold and tense, right? So nice, easy breaths, making sure the rib cage stays down. You'll feel this work all the way down into your feet, right, from top to bottom. And again, we're going clockwise and counterclockwise. You can see his base is quite a bit narrower than it was in stage 1. And this is our last turn in here. Third exercise in our early stage rehab program, phase 2, is going to be a walkout with a head tilt. So as Carlisle backs away and finds an appropriate amount of tension, we're keeping this back of the neck really long, and all we're going to do is keep the rest of the picture stable, right? Going to anchor the hips, grab the floor with the toes, and we're just going to tilt slightly to the left and to the right. So you're going to take his ear to his shoulder. Should feel this stretch along the side of the neck. That's pretty good. Now when we go to switch directions, what we're going to do is we're going to walk all the way in and have the tension come off. We'll turn 180 degrees, and we're going to walk out with a big emphasis on keeping that chin down. And then here's the same program, right, as we're going to go to the right and to the left. Now, if we've had an early stage, rehab program because of a neck surgery or shoulder surgery, this may be asymmetrical. You may not get to the same degrees of freedom on either side. So all we're looking to do is not push a range of motion, but rather take what it gives us. So one side might be really free moving, right? We might have a little crunchies on the other side, but what we want to do is open this range of motion up slightly. Front of the neck is working hard isometrically. Now the sides of the neck and the shoulders can stay down as we stretch that scalene, things in the upper trap. Sternocleidomastoid is also on the side of the neck. So depending on where exactly your chin is, you can change the stretch emphasis. And we're all done with this, right? We'll walk straight back till that tension comes off. Exercise 4 in our early stage rehab program, phase 2, is going to be a side-to-side step out with a walkout. So what we're going to do is we're going to perform our walkout as we did in phase 1. Now when we're out here, we're gonna step right of center and back into center, and then left of center. And back in, and we're gonna go on in. So, like our walkout, the idea here is that we don't spend a ton of time out here, right? We have a lot of issues going on with our neck or our shoulder or something that we're rehabbing. So just like our walkouts in phase 1, we're looking to do about 3 seconds worth of work, right? So you're gonna step on out. We're looking to step right, come back to center, step left, and come to center, and then we're back in. Then we'll turn this around. The same point of emphasis. Again, it's going to be really tough to keep this chin down. So as we're stepping in, we're just going to step right of center, back to the middle, back left, center. And that's our step outs. The last exercise in our phase 2 early stage rehab program is retraction with a look left and a look right. This is the first time that we actually get multiplanar, meaning that our body is here, and once our head starts to move in a different plane than the rest of our body, that's technically multiplanar. So this is going to be a little bit more difficult. So just like our head tilts, it's going to be sort of taking what we get out of it, right? Not pushing a range of motion. Our neck should be fairly warm. Our shoulders should be pretty relaxed by now, and it should be ready to go. So what we're going to do is just turn the head into an appropriate range of motion. What that means is it's pain-free and easy moving. If I have to take my hand and move my hand, or I have to shrug, if I start to get compensations in my arm, or I feel my legs tensing really hard, right, it's probably too much. So retraction, back of the neck stays really long, and we're allowing the rotators in the neck to get a bit of work now. And we can do this in all 4 cardinal directions. So if this is north on the anchor point, Carlisle will turn west. Now the emphasis is on the right side of his neck, right? That's all isometric, and we're looking just to turn left and right. This could be asymmetric for you, right? It might be pain-free on both sides with a huge range of motion. That's great, right? But it's okay that if something doesn't feel quite right on one side or the other, we stay in a pain-free range of motion. We'll turn. Again, looking away from it's really tough, so chin stays down. And we're looking to keep the shoulders nice and square, the feet underneath the hips, and we're just turning with what it gives us. When he comes around this side, we'll do this last one. You can see here the good stance that he's got. You can see the shoulders stay nice and level, and all the work is being done from C7 and above. Once we get through those, he'll turn and look at the anchor point, and then we come on in, tension off. So that's phase 2 of our early stage rehab. What we're looking to do here again is add a bit more complexity to the movements, add a little more rotation-based exercises for you, and take advantage of the stuff that we've built upon in phase 1 by adding multiplanar drills.